First of all, I gotta say, dog, like, when we have these conversations, uh, there's been a lot of conversations about New York top 50 and just I feel like the conversations recently about hip hop, I feel like have been in the right space. People debating about who's the great. But I gotta give you your flowers off the rip, man. I feel like when we talk about like the last 15 years, because 2012 was 13 years ago,
Yeah, yeah.
you are one of the goats, brother.
Appreciate that.
Yes, sir, man.
Appreciate that,
Yes,
brother.
sir.
Hey, yeah, people don't know, man. I know you for a long time.
Yeah, you could go on YouTube and you could see me on the bus when him and Absol was on tour and
Yeah, it is.
and I remember that was in Phoenix and then in Tampa when I'll be pulling up. I remember listening to Before the Money like fuck a year before it came out. Some of those records like
And you know what's the great thing about that? If you missed when me and Absol was on tour, like if you missed it, if you wasn't able to attend back in 2013, we're going back on tour this year. So stay tuned for that.
I
Me and
love it.
Absol. Yeah.
Can you give me because you guys obviously have such a long relationship, long friendship, and one of the purest, dopest moments in recent memory. I think about Jada Kiss in the verses.
Mm-hmm.
And then fast forward, I got that same feeling as a fan when you, Big Sean, and Absol did the Red Bull Cipher.
Hell yeah.
What was the communication like with you and Soul when you were like, yo, we got to do something? Like, what was that? What was that like?
First of all, man, shout out to my soul brother. You know what I mean? Like me and Soul go way back, and it's really deeper than rap with us. You know what I mean? Like I met Soul, Kendrick, Q, J Rock, all of them when I was like 16. You know, because when they used to come out to New York, they used to mess with my manager. Like my manager would hold them down. Johnny Shipes, who was my manager at the time, he used to hold them down. So I remember literally like it was one day after school. He was like, "Yo, pull up to the studio," and we was already tapped in with them. And it's interesting because Ab Soul was my entry to TDE. I remember the first thing that I saw was the "Turn Me Up" song and video. It was featuring Kendrick Lamar actually.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing Ab Soul and just being like, damn, like I ain't never seen nothing like this in this modern time. Like a rapper like him, like the swag that he had, the wittiness, the cleverness. And I was just like really into it. You know what I mean? And I thought at this time I thought Kendrick was cool, but I thought Ab was like the star. You know what I'm saying? And then one thing led to another. And then, me going down that rabbit hole, listening to Ab-Soul, he had more songs with Kendrick. And then I got into Kendrick, then Kendrick got me into Q. Then I saw they had the Black Hippie joint. So then fast forward back in, I want to say this was 2011, you know, my manager at the time, Shipes, told us to come to the studio. And it's funny because, Soul even said it on the post-battle record that he dropped. And it was like, yeah, these little niggas on skateboards. I'm like, facts. That's how we met. You know what I'm saying? We came through that bitch zip zinging. We all had our boards on us. And we just sat there and just was kind of observing the process. And, lo and behold, like we was definitely soaking up game for sure. You know what I mean? And fast forward a couple more years later, we did the tour together and the bonds and, everything strengthened. Yeah, Smokers Club. But before that, we got in the studio, we did Into the Void
Yep.
and all that. And that was like the first time like we really hung out. Like, when I met them at first, it was just kind of like, all right, we flies on the wall, they doing their thing. But then Soul and I got in the studio, we did the Into the Void joint from 2012. And then after that, like, we was just pretty much locked in. And a lot of the ideologies and the mindset was the same, you know what I mean? So we connected and Soul even met Steve before he passed. And then, after that, like, Soul got the 47 tatted.
Hmm.
Soul best friend and brother, Doughburger, who was on the tour with us too in 2013, they both got the 47s tatted. So, this brotherhood runs deep. It runs way deeper than people may know or people may think. Shit, there's a video of me and Soul back in 2013 on the internet of us getting arrested together in St. Louis. in Missouri.
On the tour?
Yeah,
That's
you
crazy.
hear Dolberg in the back like, "Hey, free Soul, free Joey."
Hey, scary random city to get arrested into.
Nah, for sure, because this was like right after the Michael Brown shit happened,
Oh yeah.
and it's crazy because in the video it's like, I can say this now, but I was off shrooms, so it was like they putting the handcuffs on me, and I just think it's the funniest shit ever. And I'm talking to the cop, I'm like, "Yo, have you figured out why I'm in these handcuffs?"
What? Why were you?
Bro, because we were walking around the hotel that we rented out while black. That was it. Somebody tipped off the police that I guess they thought some suspicious dudes was walking around the hotel. And like, bro, it wasn't even like it was a fucking Four Seasons. It was like a Best Western. It's like, what the fuck we going to, you know what I'm saying? Cops pulled up and he was just mad. He had the K9 in the back. He was like, "Hey, you see that K9?" Yo, I literally was telling the cop, I'm like, "Yo, my man, like, you need a hug?" Because he was just so mad. I'm like, "Yo, man." And that was the shrooms though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're like trying to like.
But yo, go peep that video though. It was a classic. Every now and again I always go back and watch it. It's just such a funny moment to me. You know what I'm saying? And Soul just over there like, "Joey, shut up." I hate to chill.
So, what's your guys' discussion with each other going into the
To rep-
cipher?
Yeah, so okay. So we got so Red Bull reached out to me, and it was kind of like, on me to pick who I wanted to, do the cipher with or whatever. So, Soul came to my mind first, and then we was trying to find a third person, and then somebody said Big Sean. I'm like, "Yeah, perfect." So that, Soul hit my line like right away. Like, we was both excited. He's like, "Yo, we got to make a movie out of this joint, this at the third." And, we went back and forth like a couple ideas that we was going to do. And then he was like, "Yo, we should kind of just like all like battle with each other in a way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like on some friendly fading type of joint." I'm like, "Yo, I love that. That's genius." So when I heard Soul Verse, I was like, "Oh, okay, you know what? I'm glad he took that approach because, he mentioned Ray, he mentioned Day, and I'm like, I hadn't given a direct response at the time. So I'm like, you know what? This is the perfect opportunity to kind of speak on it. Like, Soul is here, boom, boom. And then we just kind of went in there with that. And then, Sean did his thing as well. And, I gotta give a lot of credit to Soul for it because he kind of masterminded it in a way, you know what I mean? Where he was just like, "Yo, this is the move. Like, trust me, we should do it like this, boom, boom." And I was just like, I didn't even hesitate. Like, I just kind of followed his lead, and I'm glad we did because, look at the outcome. And I think it was beautiful to just kind of showcase that we could have a moment like that in 2025. Be like, this is hip hop, and that's the type of shit like this. Even it being the cipher, you know what I'm saying? And you got these three prolific artists here and showcasing something that is the true essence of what hip hop is. It's like we get in there and we all trying to rip each other's heads off. We all trying to, compete. We all trying to say the slickest shit. And it was just beautiful, man. Shout out to Soul, shout out to Big Sean, shout out to Red Bull, shout out to hip hop.